This is the second part of the teaching use technology portion of the SBPT, and for today and tomorrow we are going to talk about e-learning. So e-learning is one of the project in UTM to use the technology available to enhance the teaching and learning experience, to encourage, to engage students in their learning process. So I'm going to start with a short introduction to e-learning, and then after break, later on we'll do some of the exercises using the actual your e-learning account. I'm sure all of you have exit account familiar with. Okay. So I'm going to start this morning with some introduction to e-learning, especially the e-learning project in UTM, and then we're going to talk about the learning management system that we use here. It's called Moodle. It's an open source free LMS. And then I will briefly explain to you some of the facilities available in Moodle, some of the tools available for teaching, and some example of e-learning sites available in the university. And we're going to follow some of the approaches used by the lecturers in implementing e-learning. And finally, if we had time, I'm going to introduce to you some of the services we at STL offer to lecturers in UTM to enhance your e-learning material. Okay, the term e-learning is usually associated with the use of web-based technology and other internet tools available in the internet to enhance the teaching and learning experience, especially to engage students to become more interested in learning. We always heard that students are not interested to come to class, but I'm sure they are interested to learn something. So we want to provide the facilities to make them more engaged, become more creative, become more interested in the learning process itself, because that's why they come to the university. And in UTM, when we mention about e-learning, it's a system that allows students to access the notes, access the course outline, access the assignment, upload the assignment, do the quizzes, and participate in the forum via the university network, provided that the network is okay. And that's one of the main problem, main complaint by students. Sometimes the network is a little bit slow because of too many access from internal user sometimes. But as long as the network is okay, we can access the information that made available to the students through the e-learning system. And each registered student is provided with the facilities, with the username and password to download the course material from any time, from anywhere, at any time, from their hostel, from outside of UTM, at any time. And we noticed that some of the students, they do their work at 2 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, they log onto the system, so it doesn't matter. So, but in UTM, we still maintain the face-to-face meeting between lecturers and students. We still maintain the classroom activities. It's up to the lecturers to be creative. Perhaps you can use the online facilities to have your lecture notes, have your learning material downloaded by students before they come to class. And you can use the class time for discussion instead of just delivery again. So we can play around with the facilities available. It's up to you. It's your approach, it's your strategies to enhance your classroom activity. Instead of just delivery in the class, we can use the class time to more on discussion. Or you can have the discussion more online. So there are variables in the approach used by lecturers. As a summary, basically there are four things that are normally available in any learning management system. The first one is the course information, your course outline, your syllabus early in the semester, preferably in the first week, so that the student in the first day of class, they can download the course outline. They know what they expect for the whole semester. And it's even better if you can do it before the class starts, before the 6th of July this semester. They can download the course outline before they come to class. The second component is the main one, the lecture notes, the learning object, the supporting material made available by the lecturer, the link to other sources. That's the second component, and this is the major one. And the third component is the participation in online discussion with the lecturers or with fellow students. They can participate in forum. You can post questions in the forum. One student will answer it, another student will give different answer, other student will give different comment, or even the student themselves can post question and let other students answer the questions. So we're going to make the class very active, more student-centered, using the online forum, for example. And the last component, but still very important, is the assessment. We can conduct online quizzes online. We can have students submit their assignment online. You can give feedback immediately through the online system, and we can use it even for students to practice by themselves, just to practice without grade, to have better understanding of the topic involved. So those are the four elements: the course information, the notes, the online discussion, and the assessment. Why we do this? First of all, universities nowadays have to compete globally. We understand that. We have to compete with other universities for good students. Therefore, we have to be innovative. We have to provide something that others don't. If a student here tell their friends in school, in Form 6 or in matriculation, that UTM provide this and this. UTM provide online material for every courses that they offer. Others in school will be attracted to come to the UTM. We have received email messages from students, from prospective students from overseas, from China, from Africa, asking about, can we download your e-learning material? So we say to them, come to UTM, join us. So because they have seen, by searching through Google, they've seen some notes available online in UTM through our e-learning system. So they email us and asking, is it possible to download the material? So we say, come and register with us. Come to UTM. And the second reason is that students nowadays come from different backgrounds. We have students from overseas. We have students from rural area with different learning style, with different social background, and they have different ways of learning. There are students who are more interested in audio, more interested in verbal technique, more kinesthetic in nature. So we have to provide a flexible platform to cater for these students, to cater for the different learning style. And that's why we think that by providing the online facilities, we can be more flexible. And the third reason is because of the rapid development in the technology itself. The so-called Y generation and X generation, the digital native and the digital immigrant. I'm a digital immigrant. You probably are the digital native. You are more familiar with the internet, with the digital, with computer, with Facebook, with MySpace, and so on. I'm not. I'm just an immigrant, and probably you know better than me in the online facilities available for learning. And our motto is learn anytime, anywhere, wherever you are, whenever there's an opportunity for learning, use it for learning. So that's our motto, our tagline. In the year 2001, the world was stunned with the surprise announcement by MIT that they are going to give all their lecture notes available to the whole world free of charge. 2001. They made an announcement in New York Times that they are going to make their lecture notes available to the whole world free of charge. So the world was asking, is MIT going to lose their IP, intellectual properties? Are they going to, how are they going to sell their book if they give lecture notes for free? So what did MIT reply? MIT education is not based only on the notes. If you want MIT education, you have to come to MIT. MIT education includes the discussion with the lecturer, the forum, the lab work, and so on. So it's not solely depend on the lecture notes. That's why we are giving the note for free. And in fact, they were successful in that. More students coming from around the world want to go to MIT because they can see that the standard of MIT from the note that they made available for free. So that's the chronology. In 2007, they have about 1,800 courses available online, free of charge, without any charge, and it's open to the whole world. And most of the users are students and also lecturers, meaning that lecturers from around the world downloaded MIT's note and used that for probably for their class or as a comparison with the lecture note. So MIT has set a standard in that sense. MIT has set a standard. And this the whole project is called Open Courseware because it's open to the world, except that it doesn't involve assessment. You can just view the notes, but you cannot ask questions to MIT lecturers. If you want to ask questions, you have to go to MIT. The same answer that we gave to the email messages asking for lecture note from UTM. If you want the actual notes, you have to come to UTM. And that started a movement called the Open Courseware project from other parts of the world. For example, this one is from Japanese University.